somehow Valrak has returned. Now, over the past week, there's been some absolute drama involved in brand new Warhammer lore, all revolving around the Grey Knights, the new Terminus Decree, people's thoughts, people's opinions. Is it really good lore? Is it really bad lore? A lot of people have made their thoughts on that. What I want to discuss today is if the Grey Knights could actually carry that out. If the Emperor stood up from the Golden Throne and said, it is a new age, the age of the Emperor, let's march, let's reclaim the stars again, could the Grey Knights put him back in his old man golden chair? So I think the first thing we should look at is the actual numbers involved. And let's start with the Grey Knights. So as far as we know, the Grey Knights are a 1,000 Marine compliant chapter. Now I say 1,000, maybe they have like 1,200, maybe 1,300 at max because of the constant recruitment going around the galaxy. Numbers do get overlapped some bit when it comes to Codex compliant chapters. Now what I'm trying to get across here is that they are not like the Black Templars. They are not like the Space Wolves. I don't think they have Marines in the tens of thousands, because if you look at the Space Wolves, if you look at the Black Templars, they have around 8,000 to 12,000 Marines, depending on the Crusades and, of course, the great companies that are actively out in the galaxy fighting against Chaos and all other Xenos races. So when it comes to the Grey Knights, they have around 1,000, let's be generous, 1,500 Marines working for them, seeking out demons, purging the chaos taint in the galaxy. Now, if we just put the numbers aside for a second, because we'll get back to that later on in the video, let's look at the location. What the Grey Knights do have for them is that their base is located in the Sol system, literally right next to Terra itself. The Grey Knights have a secret base on the moon of Titan. It is only known towards the Inquisition and certain higher officials in the Imperial government. Custodians obviously know about this. Gilliman obviously knows about this, etc., etc. But the lowborn, like the normal just diplomats, the bureaucracy, they don't know anything about the Grey Knights. The Grey Knights used to have lore where if you came in contact with a Grey Knight, you basically got mind wiped. That is Astartes as well. I'm not sure if that is still a thing these days, but they used to be really, really top secret Astartes in the old lore. Now, if the Emperor rose from the Golden Throne, one advantage I think they would have is that base in the inner Sol system, because then they can actually strike within Terra itself. They can actually go to Terra from the moon of Titan and maybe get to the doorstep of the Imperial Palace and start activating their plan underneath the Custodians' noses. But this is where it gets all muddled now, and this is where my debate comes in, that I don't think the Grey Knights would be able to pull this off, even if they had every active Marine ready and waiting to fulfill this plan. Now, for argument purposes, let's just say that the Grey Knights actually do land on Terra. They come under the disguise of, we think something's wrong, we need to see the Emperor because he's risen from the Golden Throne. So they're allowed to land on Terra because, for all purposes, they're still seen at this point as loyal. I don't know if you want to call them disloyal if we're going against the Emperor at this point. I'll leave it up to you, Grey Knights and other fellow Imperial players. But let's just say they land on Terra and they're actually there right now, ready to activate this plan. The first obstacle that they have to go past is, of course, the forces that are stationed on Terra itself. Let's just say the disguise has been dropped. People see that they're actually gunning down, they're taking down loyalists to the throne, and they're trying to activate this plan. The biggest, most destructible force that is on Terra is the Custodians. We'll get onto the other forces in a second, but the Custodians are the main force. At this moment in time, it's rumored that there is around 10,000 of them. Yes, some of them were killed during the second invasion of Terra with Khorne and stuff like that. The 10,000 marched out. They fought against them, and I think they lost around 3,000 to 4,000 Custodians in that blood siege. The Grey Knights also took part in that and also fought in that as well. But I think they would have recovered some numbers by then. But just to be generous, let's say there's around 7,000 Custodians on Terra. 7,000 Custodians in itself is an army that would absolutely obliterate anyone else. The Grey Knights included, like Orc Wars, anything. 7,000 Custodian Guard. This is the peak of the gene enhancement of the Emperor. The Emperor saw the Custodes as his loyal followers, as people that he had conversations with, more or less like his equals, where he shared ideas, he took their opinions from. This is the peak of I say humanity. Are they really humans? You can decide this. But you know what I'm trying to say? Like, this is it for humanity. This is where you get to in terms of the best combat warrior that you could be. So for the Grey Knights to first go against them, I think that's got to be a massive problem. Now, the argument is, well, they'll just use their psychic powers, because, of course, the Grey Knights have in their arsenal something that other Astartes don't, and that is enhanced psychic powers. That's what makes them great fighting against the forces of chaos. But what have just been reintroduced into the setting and into the lore is the Sisters of Silence. They've been bringing themselves back to Terra now, working with the Custodians, and the Custodians are actually putting them out there, getting back to the old days of the talons of the Emperor. So if the Grey Knights do come against the Custodes, they have basically a Sister of Silence with them, a blank, which is just going to stop that psychic power of the Grey Knight. So their biggest weapon for me is literally got to be nullified by the Sisters. And as I stated, this is just one of the forces on Terra itself. You've got countless Imperial Guard regiments, the Lucifer Blacks, the Imperial Fist, technically Last War Protocol. Would that be reenacted if the Grey Knights' treachery was actually spotted? Would they all come back and start fighting against the Grey Knights? You've got Titan legions based on Terra as well. So Titans are going to get involved in this. If you've seen like artwork of the Imperial Palace, I'll try and put some in the background right now. There's literally Titans guarding the doors everywhere you look. So it's not only the Grey Knights fighting on the ground against so-called Custodes and the Sisters and Imperial Guard, you have literally the Legio Titans on on the Emperor side as well, combating against them. Now, there is one thing that people keep mentioning to me that maybe, just maybe, this could happen, is that the Inquisition would side with the Grey Knights, or certain elements of the Inquisition. However you look at this, I'm sure there's going to be factions that support the Grey Knights, some factions that, of course, that are against the Grey Knights. And somewhere in there is going to be some Inquisitors that are going to support the Grey Knights in their actions. So maybe they'll assemble their forces, assassins, groups and stuff to breach into certain parts of the Imperial Palace, take down maybe some of these Titans, betray the Custodes, ambush them, take them down, maybe just make areas for the Grey Knights to go to and make their way to the area where the Emperor has arisen from the Golden Throne. And the next point I want to talk about is probably the most important point, is if the Emperor did arise from the Golden Throne, then that is the Emperor of mankind. Who the hell is going to stop that being? Let's just say the Grey Knights made it through. I don't know how they made it through. They made it through. They're there. The Emperor's there. He's arisen, right? This is the Emperor of mankind. Over the past 10,000 years, he is a being that has amassed so much power. Faith itself is a weapon to him. 10,000 sacrifices a day. So much warp power, warp energy, psychic energy built up in that character. There's not one single Grey Knight that can go toe-to-toe with this being. He's simply too powerful. You could probably have an argument that maybe if they put all their power together and maybe attacked him within the Imperium, like the psychic essence, like maybe project themselves. Khaldor Drago's like in the war, right? Maybe he psychic projects himself. I won't put it past Drago, right? He's beat everyone else in the Bloody Galaxy. Mortarion, anyone who stands against him, he just beats off and then it's done. But again, I just can't see the Emperor just saying, okay, I'm going to go back on my throne here. You guys have told me what to do. No chance. The Emperor would probably see this as heresy, explode all their minds in like a blink of an eye, and just keep doing what he's doing. Again, is the Emperor the same person that went on the Golden Throne? Probably not. A lot of people have speculated maybe it's a Dark King arising again. Like, is this good for the Imperium? I don't know. I don't know what they're planning to do with this storyline. It's probably just a dead end at this point. This is the Terminus Decree. This is it revealed. No more mystery. No more nothing. We're not going to go anywhere else. We're not going to explore all this. Maybe they're building up for something. Absolutely no idea. All speculation, all theory, all fun at this moment in time. But what I can say without a shadow of a doubt is that the Grey Knights have zero chance. But maybe that's all that they need. Just that 0.1% of a chance to make their plan go through. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. If you've got any thoughts, feedback, your theories on this, anything like that, post it down below. I'd love to hear them. I'd love to read them. Yes, I know the lore is really, really bad, but let's explore the what-if situations. Could it happen? Could the Grey Knights win? If not, then tell me. If so, then tell me. Put it down below. I'm have a chin wag down there, as we always do. See ya. Have a great day, evening, night, wherever you are in the world, and bye-bye.